Hello, welcome back to the Mover Mailbag, members only edition. Well, I guess if you're not a member, you're seeing this after it's the VOD. But before we get started, we've got some stuff to take a look. But I wanted to go over some breaking news before, while everybody gets here. I'm going to answer all your questions and letters and stuff like that. So, breaking news from the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Ukraine has launched perhaps the biggest drone attack in history against Russian targets, taking out a huge percent of their Tu-95 strategic bomber fleet, which isn't going to be replaced anytime soon. And I wanted to go over some of the videos and take a look at the aftermath. I mean, it's incredible. It has a lot of far-reaching consequences that I think that it's going to change warfare for a very long time. So let's take a look at this first thing here. There we go. So Ukraine SpiderNet operation in today's attack launched simultaneously on 4 Russian strategic aviation air bases, reportedly destroyed 40. Those numbers have varied between 40 and more or less, 30 something or so. But it was 4 air bases that were, 4,700 kilometers from Ukraine, which is incredible. I mean, that is deep in the heart of Russia. Drones were launched in swarms from cargo trucks. And here's a video of that. I mean, just incredible. Look at those bombers. This is from the drone itself looking for another target after all the other targets. I mean, this is their Pearl Harbor. You know, this is a Pearl Harbor 9/11 style event where they were caught completely off guard and suffered an amazing hit. I mean, look at this. Look at those bombers. Here's another one. Is that air raid? Those are the drones themselves. Oh my God. Sounds like they're trying to shoot at them. Wow. I mean, that's just incredible.
Let's
see here.
Оце так файно виглядає зараз аеродром Білая. Стратегічна ворожа авіація.
Jeez. Look at this. I mean, these are first-person FPV drones. God, look at that. Wow. That's incredible. Also reported from BritSky. This is one of the fears we saw in games from years ago. One example of this is Norfolk Air Base. Here's a video showing the containers themselves. Look at that. It's like out of a Tom Clancy novel. I mean, this is Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
О дела, блядь, ёб твою мать, до чего техника дошла. А нахуя мы работаем за рулем-то, блядь? Лучше он коптером управляем.
Wow. Oh, they're shooting rounds. They're popping off rounds at it.
А, это менты сшибают его, прикинь. Пидораса клазали, то гусь. Вот он еще один пидорас.
More drones. Wow, they're quadcopters too. And here's another video of it from the War Monitor. And this is it targeting specific parts of the aircraft. I mean, it's not just blindly attacking. It's their precision pinpoint looking for specific weak spots of this aircraft. Right to where the fuel cells are, the fuel tanks. Look at that. I mean, just incredible. Unimpeded. And Steve Jurvetson was saying how it fell. Video includes Tu-95s, 41 planes near northern Finland, deep in Russia, north of Mongolia. Operation Spiderweb. 4 Russian bases attacked a few hours ago. A new transport method with large trucks delivering drone swarms from their rooftops to target specific target locations of each plane to maximize damage. While operating autonomously, remote teleoperators in Ukraine used Russian telecom networks, used their own networks against them to connect to the trucks, which receive video feeds from each drone over unspooling fiber optic lines immune to jamming. Remember, we've talked about jamming. I mean, what do? The truck self-destruct after the attack. There's a video, we're not going to show it, of somebody getting in the truck and it blowing up. It was a swarm of small quadcopters in broad daylight, easily evading Russia's layered defenses. No Ukrainian losses in the special military operations. Billions lost for Russia. Some nuclear bombers are irreplaceable. And then here, this final video is a Russian defense crew on Telegram showing the aftermath. I mean, just incredible. So Michael Weiss is reporting initial BDA from Ukrainian diplomatic source. 34% of strategic cruise missiles were hit, including 27 Tu-95s, 4 Tu-60s, 2 Tu-22s, maybe an A-50 at the main 5 airfields in Murmansk, Irkutsk, Ivanovo, Ryazan, and Amur regions. Confirmed enemy losses at the Linya base are at least 4 Tu-95s and 1 AN-12s. I don't know what to say. You know, I mean, this is one of those days that's going to go down in history. And I hope, I mean, I know our own people are taking a look at this, because this is stuff that we've talked about on the Mover Gonki show. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. We've talked about it on my channel. Number one, how do you defend against it, especially if they're using fiber optic cables, right? So you can't jam them. But number two, I mean, China has bought a whole bunch of real estate next to military bases, you know, and they built these in a warehouse in Russia. Like, this wasn't like Ukraine. This was over like 18 months. It was a very long-term operation. What is stopping this happening to us in America? It is a scary threat, and it is something that needs to be addressed, because, you know, Elon Musk, I've talked about, he's wrong about drones of the future in the sense that it can take down an F-35 airborne. Well, that's not going to happen. However, if the F-35 never gets airborne, that is a threat, and that has been a threat for a very long time. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think. Which there's nobody here yet, which is interesting. I wonder why. It says I'm live, but why is no one here yet? I wonder if this worked or not. I guess we'll find out here in a little bit. I don't know. So it's live. So I guess eventually, there it is. There's somebody. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, it's showing 0 viewers. And of course, it's doing the standard, your connection is unstable, which I'm on a wired connection. So I don't know how to make this any better. Charge sucks. What's up, Swaggable Tactical? Hello, Maximiliano. Okay, people are here. That's good. I'm sorry if it's potato. Like, I don't know how to make it any faster. Let's see what the speed test shows. Charter sucks. I want to say that many times. Yeah, well, I mean, it's showing 900 megs down, 950. So I don't know why it's giving me the, hey, your internet is unstable. And the upload speed's 40. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a StreamYard thing. Maybe me and StreamYard just don't get along. All right, so let's move on to one more thing, a breaking news-ish, because it's not new. Assuming the Wi-Fi can handle it, or the internet. We'll present, share screen. So we talked about this before. Pakistan made a big presentation about the losses and the air-to-air kills, and we said, hey, is that valid? Is that not valid? We don't know. India was denying it for a while, and then they were kind of using some shady language in response. And here's more of the same. But they have confirmed that they at least lost one, which we knew. I mean, the Su-30 was pretty convincing, but India has now confirmed officially that they have lost aircraft.
There's still one unanswered question since the incident between Pakistan and India, and that is whether or not Pakistan downed an Indian jet, or in fact more than that. Can you confirm?
I think what is important is that not the jet being down, but why they were being down.
But a jet, at least one jet was downed?
Yeah. Why they were. So the good part is that we are able to understand the tactical mistake which we made, remedy it, rectify it, and then implement it again after 2 days, and flew all our jets, again targeting at long range, which I said.
Pakistan claims 6 Indian jets were downed. Is it correct in that estimate?
Absolutely incorrect, and that is not information which I said is important. What is important is why they were down. That is more important for us. And what did we do after that? That's more important.
So he says, yeah, we lost some jets or a jet, but it's not important as long as we learn from it, which I guess, right? Because they did have a very successful strike where they took out quite a few targets in Pakistan after that. But, there's 3 sides to every story, right? His side, her side, or Pakistan to India's side, and then the truth. I don't know that we'll ever know for sure. I mean, obviously, Pakistan shot down some of India's jets, whether it was 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. We don't have confirmed numbers, but we definitely know something happened, and they definitely did shoot down some of them, which gives credence to that Pakistani officer's presentation, because he was very well spoken. He was very clear with the battle plan that they had and how they had accomplished that. There has been some talk that some of them might have been drones or decoys or whatever. I don't know specifically for those, but you can see here India is at least admitting, yeah, we lost some and we learned from it and we got better the next time. And I think there's a pretty solid ceasefire. I hope it remains, because you don't want neighbors like that fighting, especially the nuclear kind. But these claims are at least partially substantiated. The Pakistani Air Force was successful in shooting down Indian fighters, and India did, launch missiles and stuff. You're talking standoff, so nobody crossed any borders. So all the stuff is happening, which is not far, right? You can still take long range shots, but it's interesting. It sucks that there even is a conflict. I hope whoever got shot down was able to eject. You don't want to see another fighter pilot get killed, but they don't talk about that, if there were any fatalities from those jets that were shot down. But anyway, that was the update on that. I know a lot of people in the comments have been wanting me to follow up, and that's what it is. I mean, you now have this plus the other interview where they said losses will happen. So I think at the very least, 1 or more were shot down. Whether that was actually the 5 or 6 that's claimed, I'm not sure. And I don't think we have any verifiable information on that. So just, I don't know if you'll ever get the truth data. But anyway, all right, cool. Let's go on to the mover mailbag. Wanted to do those 2 updates, if you will. I can show comments on stage now. Let's see if that works. But got some mail. Two things from Eric. One that just showed up. 17 November is when it was sent, and that's how long it takes to get through China. He says, to mover, here's a small little village called Tai O in Lanto Island, close to Hong Kong International Airport. I visit there many times. We call it the Venice City in Hong Kong. One day at my work close to HKU, I saw a person where we might have done this one already. I know we didn't do this one, though, because I picked this up when I got the one from Thag. This one is more recent, and it doesn't have a date on it, so I don't know how long it took, but I know. So this was 24 March 2025. So that's how long it took, and it got here last week. I just viewed an ex that you're recently in the hospital. I wish you well. Have a great rest and recovery soon. Don't have too much words. God bless you. And that's from Eric in Hong Kong. So cool. Thanks, Eric. I'm out of the hospital now. Still dealing with the stuff, but eventually that'll all be fixed, I hope. We got to follow up. And this one is from Thag. I think Luna's sitting here just in case there's anything for her. Let's see. It is Thag from Twitch. That's what I thought. It says, hi, Mover. I promised you a t-shirt a long time back, and first I had to wait for the firehouse to put in an order. Then managed to misplace it, but I found it, so here you go. I think I saw once that you had a patch board going. I don't. So I included a couple patches from work and from the firehouse. The Hose Nation, No Hose Nation refers to us being a special service. Run 2 rescue squads and a ladder truck and 2 ambulances. We do everything except put the fire out, so none of our apparatus carry water or hoses. The challenge coins from Maryland Fire Service Personnel Qualifications Board, Maryland version of the National Pro Board. They take care. Bag. So cool. Luna is here. There's no treats for you, girl. I'm sorry. There you go. No Hose Nation. Maryland. And the truck squad. And then a t-shirt. Truck 14. There you go. Cool. Cool. And then the coin. See if we can get the old Luna cam up. She's sitting right here. Luna girl. Yeah, she got all excited. She shows up for the mover mailbag just in case. But that's it. That's all I've got for mail. I just wanted to stay ahead of the game here. I've moved the the PO box and the mover mailbag stuff to my website from it used to be on like the main page of YouTube when you clicked on it, but it's getting too much spam. Way too much spam. So if people want to send me something, they need to work for it, or just email me. Let me know. And then I'll tell you if it's worth sending or not. So anyway, what are you guys up to? I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I just thought we'd do a quick mailbag / update. I can take that and edit it kind of like we do with the show, the first 2 segments. And what better way than to do it with you guys? Hello, Jelly Belly Jumbo. I agree with you, John. I'd love to see the tapes. Garrett says, what's up, Mover? I was down in Beaufort, South Kakalaki. VMFAT 501. They are the East Coast FRS for the Marines. Some of them said they watched the show. Oh, wow. They love Gonky bashing one engine. Yeah, I'm always surprised when people say they watch the show. I'm like, really? You do? That's kind of crazy. But it's what it is. What else you guys got? I wonder if StreamYard would be better incognito. No, I don't know. Poor Luna will have to rectify the treat situation. She had kangaroo before. People eat kangaroo. It Seems rude. You shouldn't eat a kangaroo. They're friends. Kangaroos are friends. We don't eat the kangaroos. Neither of us have ever. We don't eat kangaroo in the House of Lemoyne. You probably couldn't send it either, because I'm sure like customs or something would have something to say about that. Animal cruelty or whatever. One of them wants me to tell you to keep defending single-engine jets. Yes, exactly. Nothing wrong with single-engine jets. A little bit wrong with Fat Amy, but that's a different story. Did you tell him that the reason that Fat Amy is fat is because of them and their stupid VTOL that nobody cares about? No waste. Just kidding. I'm sure it's lovely. I want to hover too. I like hovering. I mean, hovering is a fun thing to do with an actual real airplane or a helicopter. And that's it. That's everybody. It's a very short mover mailbag. Do I have any emails? Hold on. Let me see. I haven't checked the email here in a second. Saw the 01 on Jay Leno Garage. I'm not liking the new look. Yeah, I'm avoiding watching anything about the 01 because it's going to make me sad, because it's like I built one on the configurator and it was $220,000, just the MSRP. And then, with markup, it's $250. It's crazy. That's too much. Let's see. Nothing. Spam. Liam says, my question for the mover mailbag: how do they select theme music from popular movies involving flying at air shows? Sincerely, thanks for letting me be part of your Twitch TV. There are a lot of theme songs you can play in a demo flyover. It's probably pilot preference. Pilot and then the narrator. They probably just come up with, whatever. It's probably got to be, it can't be something like offensive, but, as long as it's, PG, I'm sure it's something that they do through PA. A lot of spam. So Tom says, hey mover, so I found your YouTube channel via the 2 movie reviews you did with Gonky, both of the Top Gun movies. Love both of those things. I actually frequently rewatch the one you guys did for Top Gun Maverick simply because it's so interesting. Haven't had the chance to check out most of your other content, but will soon. Just to let you know, there's a cool little fact I wanted to share with you. My late Uncle Mark was a retired captain in the Navy, serving over 2 decades as not only both the Rio and the Tomcat Squadron VF-74 and a Wizzo in the Hornet Squadron VFA-213. But as a CO for a short time with the Black Lions. His call sign was Shaker. I just think it's kind of neat that you two could have been paired up, been mover and shaker in the same cockpit. Yeah, that is cool. Would have been an epic introduction at parties and whatnot. Yeah, Top Gun 3, mover and shaker. I was lucky enough to have him tell me how he got his call sign before he tragically died. Oh, I'm so sorry. Which is how I was introduced to the fact Navy flyers take special pride in their uncool call signs and why they're so protected of the origin stories. I miss him dearly. He was one of the best ones. In any case, just wanted to reach out and tell you I'm a fan of your channel. Hope this finds you well. Oh, thanks, Tom. That was pretty cool. Another one from Liam. My question for the mover mailbag: does it matter how many engines are in an aircraft mover? We were just talking about that. If you ask Gonky, 2 or more. If you ask me, 1 is good enough. Also, I'd like to add, I watched the news. Individual didn't talk about budget before leaving the area that day. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Liam. Swing Wing says, hey, mover, you find a fuel cell? Yes, we did find a fuel cell. And then when it went down for the annual, since it hadn't flown, we found a whole bunch of other stuff. So, and then it's a whole drama thing. Hopefully we get it back in the next couple months, but it's been a slow process. Yeah. All right, back to the chat. Yes, they said that it's the Air Force Navy's fault to buy it. It was for us and the Navy, Air Force Navy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's true because it was the Joint Strike Fighter. I don't think that's true. I think they tried to do too much when they tried to make it Marines too. Rhino says, I laughed when I thought of it. I remember you and Gonky taking out the Su-57 for the engines being non-stealth and then Fat Amy. Yeah. How much longer do you think the Air Force could upgrade the F-16? I mean, we were just talking about the Block 80. So, I mean, I was talking about this on, like, in the comment section. Some guy was like, well, it's a 60-year-old airplane. It's no more a 60-year-old airplane than the Corvette C8 is a, 60, 70-year-old car, right? They're still building them. They're still putting new tech in them. Yes, it's not 5th gen by the traditional sense of the design, but it's still they're building them. They're still new jets, and they're still putting a lot of new tech in. It's not the same one that I flew. It's not the same one that, the Guard and Reserve's flying now. They're upgraded. And so I think as long as they keep the assembly line going, and if they do decide to do a new buy, I think they should. Block 80s and the EX, that'd be perfect. We need more than just 5th gen and 6th gen. Did you see the RC helicopter day at Wright Pat? I did not. No, sir. It's interesting, though. I know it says, I've never seen a single engine jet yaw so hard before it crashes at an air show. Pilot still fights it, but single engines just bang out. Single engine, we do flame out landing patterns. So we'll go to high key or low key when we'll try to land the thing before just jumping out. Centerline thrust with a multi-engine jet, it's no big deal. Because you got 2 engines, you lose one, you're not yawing that much. Hello, Bell. John has been a member for 17 months, and it has highlighted that. Thank you, John. This thing can still do a needed mission. Yeah, you don't need day one of the war every time. You need somebody to sit alert. You need somebody to do all the cool stuff. So, or the uncool stuff. You need somebody to go be a force multiplier, not just, the cool shiny toys. Sometimes you need grunts. Amanda says, watch the short from the range you put up yesterday and adventures planned for the upcoming months. So I got the AT4 on Thursday, drove to my stepmom's house with Luna, and then Doug and I went to the range Saturday. Got a bunch of footage of that. That's probably not going to be anything for the channel, just cool to do. But got some footage for an AT4 review with the AT4 Ultimate that I now have. My priority is to get back into flying condition, and I'm hoping that June 10th is the start of that, and then probably confirmed within a couple weeks after that. And then I'd like to working on a way to fly more, whether that's buying an aircraft or renting block time or something else. Also working on some stuff with Air Force Recruiting Service, and another big thing for the fall. There's a lot of stuff happening in the fall that we're just not ready to talk about yet. So yeah, stuff's coming up, but not yet. Garrett says, I love to tell 2-engine jet pilots that Fat Amy has more power in that 1 engine in Fat Amy than both in the Hornet. That's valid. That's valid. But Trump wants to put 2 Fat Amy engines in it. That thing is going to go to the moon. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And then it's summertime here, so now it's hot. It's going to be hot forever. The end. Super Fat Amy. Yeah, it's going to be Super Fat Amy for sure. Speaking of the range, what scope did he have on that 700? It was huge. It's like a 1:36 or something. It was crazy. That was crazy. I was blinking a very small target at 300 yards. Like it was a human silhouette, but it was like one quarter size, 1/8 size. It was very, very small. So it was almost like shooting farther out, and it was just plink, plink. Although, of course, you get the douchebags. It's like, stick to flying and stick to racing, but you need a lot of work. You suck. And then he proceeds to give his resume where he shoots in his backyard and does competitions. And it's like, why are you such a gatekeeper, man? Like, if you're really into this sport and you see somebody you think is doing wrong, which, by the way, I shot 10 times and had 10 planks. So, but let's say that, you do see somebody doing something wrong. wouldn't you want to encourage them and say, hey, this is a cool hobby. Love that you're doing this. You know, here's some pointers. Or do you say, stick to your day job. Don't ever do this again. Like, what? I just don't understand people. But, you know, it doesn't matter what you do. If I do a driving video, if I do a shooting video, if I do a flying video where I am an expert at flying an F-16, for example, I'm going to get somebody that's going to critique me and tell me I'm not good at what I do, because that's just the internet. Everybody's got Dunning-Kruger. Rhino says, your UK guest, Tim, works hard on mental health theme. I admit there's been days when I've been down and out. Never down, never out, according to Wombat. Watching Yogonki made me forget about all the shit in life. Live another day. So you guys are saying it's not getting pixelated, because I'm getting a little notification that says connection is unstable. Like it's not handling this very well. So I don't know. That's it's interesting. That StreamYard is telling me one thing. But I mean, what do you do? That's frustrating, because we're doing a live show tomorrow. I don't know if we have any guests tomorrow. Maybe I have to talk to Gonky. Gonky's in Ohio, so he's tough to reach. He goes off the grid fairly regularly. Speaking of the 700, John, what would you think? Get a 700 or a Savage Arms or something else? Okay. All right. Well, StreamYard's lying to me then. That sucks. Hey, Kate. Haven't seen you on the show. And Kelly. Cool biplane, by the way. Ah, watching it in 1080p. See my ugly mug in high def. You'll always have the professionals who have to give you their expertise. Yeah. It's one, like I said, it's one thing to be like constructive, but to straight out tell somebody, you know, don't do it. Stick to your, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you, like, I don't know. It's just violation of rule number 1. That's all it ever is. Well, you know, and I saw that on that car video too. A lot of people think they know about cars until they see a Z06 with a Z07 package, because everybody was telling me that the tires were bald, and that I had abused the tires down to 1,100 miles. Obviously, they'd never seen Z07 Cup 2R tires, so their perception on life was probably wrong in general, but they sure knew, and they would tell you that they knew. So you see that on that. You see that on the car videos. I did, I just did the Airwolf thing. You know, the guy's telling me I don't know how to fly helicopters. I did the F-18 DCS video. People are telling me I don't know anything. I suck at dogfighting, which is always interesting, because these people have never done it in real life before, and I have, so. Quality is so good, I can tell the Labrador picture on behind you on the sheriff picture is male. Oof, your quality is pretty bad, because there is no lab anywhere around me. Behind me is a picture of Luna looking up at me. Same as below, and she is certainly no lab. Oh, cool, Kelly. That's awesome. That would be fun. 700p is tried and true. 308 is a great round for the price, but I also like the Savage Arms 110. Yeah, Deuce did not, because they're running a sale. You can get a Savage Arm with 110 for like $4 something, and he said it's not a good rifle. He says the 700 is better. And I've heard that the quality of the 700 has gone down with Remington's build quality. But then he started trying to turn me on to very expensive rifles, and I'm on a pause tactically. Every time I go to the range, I end up buying something else, so I need to stop. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta love the one you're with. Doug's got some really cool guns. He brought them out. He let me shoot the 700, and that's the first time I shot it. It was awesome. It's a little weird having the bolt, the action on the right. Like, that's kind of awkward to me. But I guess that's standard. It's just I'm not used to bolt action guns. So anyway. All righty. Well, I think that'll do it. If we do these things too long, nobody will watch them later. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll do Twitch tonight with some more Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and show tomorrow night with Gonky, at least, maybe other people. So hopefully whatever this is that keeps thinking my internet's not working will be better. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching. See you next time.